you.
It's nice to be here.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Well, I worked previously as an LPN, and I've been in the Calgary area for about 15 years, and I have recently graduated from Bow Valley College with the Legal Assistant Diploma program.
What do you know about our company?
Well, I know a little bit about your company. I know that the Calgary branch employs 6 lawyers and that you specialize in insurance and liability issues like medical malpractice and sports liability, and that often insurance companies will consult with you for advice. And I will also know that you have branches in Kelowna, Vancouver, and Toronto.
Okay, I have some questions for you.
Sure.
What interests you about this role?
I think the role of receptionist and junior legal assistant at your firm would be a diverse and challenging one. It seems like there's a lot of different things to do and a lot of chances for me to grow professionally. I also enjoy the chance to work with people and yet also work independently. And it seems like I'll have a lot of all those components here.
If you were to ask a past coworker about you, how do you believe your coworker would describe you?
If you were to speak to a coworker of mine from the past, I think they would describe me as hardworking and reliable and fun to be around, and that I bring kind of a cheerful attitude to the workplace. I tend not to get involved in gossip and drama, that sort of thing.
How do you accommodate last-minute changes that have to be incorporated into your work?
In this sort of environment, last-minute changes and unexpected tasks are kind of the normal. And I try to deal with them just logically, not stressfully or emotionally, and try and reprioritize my day and what I have to do. And if I need help doing that, I'll just ask a coworker on advice or maybe for help in doing that.
How do you balance work with your personal life?
Balancing work with personal life has 2 folds for me. The first thing I do to balance my home life is to have a life away from work. I have independent hobbies and activities, interests, and relationships that I pursue, and those are important to me. The second thing I do is try to use the commute as a transition time between home and work so that my mind is focused on where I'm headed to and not where I've left.
How do you cope with conflict in the workplace?
I cope with conflict in the workplace there's 3 steps I take. The first is to really clarify the conflict and find out what the problem is in the workplace. The second thing I do is try and improve my role in that. And if there's anything I can do differently to improve the situation, I'll try and do that. After that, if things still don't improve, I would try and follow company procedure and deal with conflict in that manner.
Give me an example of an important goal that you had set in the past, and how did you go about successfully achieving it?
In 2003, I set out the goal of becoming a licensed practical nurse. This was rather difficult for me because at the time I was a single parent with 2 young children. And I achieved this through a lot of planning and diligence and hard work, as well as managing my time really well.
All right, please give me an example of how you dealt with a difficult or sensitive situation that required extensive communication.
When I was working at a long-term care facility in Calgary as a nurse, I was doing my morning rounds and I came upon a client who was non-responsive and her state was of great concern to me. I responded to this by calling my superiors. We alerted the proper authorities, called the ambulance, and she was taken to the hospital and she was given proper treatment there. I also communicated well during this time. Because the situation was of a delicate nature, I communicated extensively with her family and made sure that they understood exactly what had happened and what was going to happen. And as well, I left a really strong written record of things for people to look back on if there was any confusion.
Okay. Tell me about a time you worked successfully as part of a team.
I would again say that when I was nursing, we were required to work as part of a team. Working in a long-term care facility, you have to create patient care plans that are kind of all-inclusive and comprehensive, and They require usually several different medical disciplines. A mental health professional, a dietitian, physician, physiotherapist, and nursing are usually pretty standard. We would sit down and meet together and create a plan for our clients and execute that plan. And it was really good to do the meetings together because everybody was on the same page, and then the client would receive the same care.
Do you have any questions for me?
I have a couple of questions for you. I was wondering when the successful candidate for this position is supposed to start.
We anticipate the person chosen for this position will start on November 1st.
Okay, and what will those working hours be?
The working hours are Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Great. And lastly, I would ask a little bit for you to tell me a little bit about the culture of your company. I'm really interested in how a company kind of views things and their philosophy.
Sure. We have a laid-back but professional culture. We strongly encourage a learning atmosphere and try to give our employees opportunities to grow and learn new skills.
Great. It was lovely interviewing with you.
You as well.